Today we're going to compare the difference between building a simple $400,000 home that most people think is the safest way and safest place to build, and a comparison all the way up to a $2 million build and the variance between both profitability, liability, lending, and overall profitability from start to finish. And the results are nothing close to what you think. Let me explain to you how banking and lending works, and let me share with you exactly how to structure underwriting for both. So let's take a simple $400,000 house, okay? Now, most people feel safe here. This is where mentally people feel safe. But what ends up happening, people go, I just want to get started. I want to dabble. I want to put my toe in the water before I jump all the way in. And I'm telling you, go, jump, get in the water, go in, all the way in, jump and dive into the water. And you sit back, no, Jerome, I don't want to. I just want to get my toe wet. I'm going to start off with a $400,000 house. Hold on, let me just put one foot in the water. Oh, let me put the second foot in the water. And I sit back and go, and I dunk you in the water. And you're sitting back going, blah, blah, blah. You come up and you're like, oh my God. And I sit back and go, get in the damn water. $400,000, guys, watch. This is why I don't build $400,000 homes. Because let's say that for sake of example, we take my exact business model, which is structured the exact same way for $400,000 homes as it is for $1 million, $1.5 million, and $2 million homes. And so land is always going to cost you anywhere between 15 to 20% on homes between $400K all the way up to $1.5 million, okay? Once you get to $1.5 million and above, you can go up to 25% on your land. Okay, these ones, 15 to 20% on the land, okay, right here. So on this little $400,000 house, let's take this 15%. We take $400,000 times 0.15, okay? Now this includes utilities, so 400 times 0.15. Okay, let's go on the low end of the spectrum. The lot's $60,000. Let's say that we got a really good deal on this lot and we bought it for $50,000, okay? Utilities included. Let's even take it down to $50,000, less than 15%. I'm gonna give everything I can to this build to be able to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Now, we have a build cost, okay? Now, let's say that this little $400,000 house is a simple 1,980 square foot home. So we take this 1,980 square foot home for $400,000, okay? So we take 400,000 times 1,980, that's $202 a square foot. Now, little tiny 3-bedroom house, little tract home, program home in a subdivision. Lennar homes, Pulte homes, very similar to the median home buyer, okay? Now, we go in, our build cost is going to be on a product like this, according to the National Association of Home Builders. The average home in America costs $141 per square foot to build. Now, let's say we do better than that on this build. Let's say that we take a $135 a square foot build cost. So we have 1,980 times 135. We're building for less than the national average, okay? That includes all costs, GC fees, everything. Okay, 1,980 times 135, our build cost, $267. Now, we're gonna have closing costs of about 7% here. We have 6% on bigger homes because brokers don't make no money on it. You can't even negotiate your commissions because there's no money in it. It takes as much work for a broker to sell a $400,000 house as it does for them to sell a $1 million home, but their commission is bigger. Hence, they're going to do a reduction in proceeds and maybe broker the entire house for 5%. We just did this with one of our commercial multifamily projects. They came in and said, well, hey, we'll broker the selling and buying end for 4%. We said, no, 3%, 1.5, because it's a $8.5 million sale, right? So you're able to negotiate because they're still making their money. Now, we have a 1% of closing costs, so 7% of all our costs. So now we have 400,000 times 0.07, that's $28,000 in commission. You're gonna need this amount to be able to build the house. So your debt service on this is gonna be equivalent to about $20,000 after it's all said and done, okay? So now we have 50 plus 267 plus 28 plus 20, that's 365. Okay, is our total cost. If we would have paid all of it for the land, that extra 10 grand, we'd be at 375. If we'd have paid national average to build the house, we would have been over budget. So now we get a whooping $35,000 in profitability, 35K net profit. Here's the problem with a $400,000 build and $35,000 in profit. You're going to need this $20,000 in debt service and this right here in order to build that out. So if we take 267 plus 50,000 plus 20,000, we need 337. We need 337,000 from the bank in order to build that. So if we take 337 and the bank's willing to give us 75% loan to cost or loan to value on this. So we take 337 is what we need, okay? Now we take 400,000 times 0.75. The bank's only willing to give us 300,000, okay? Now, that means you're gonna have to come to the closing table with a minimum of $37,000 just to be able to get the build done. Okay? There's no equity in it. So you're $37,000 short of your proceed amount in order to even do the build. There's not enough equity in here. You've collateralized all this $35,000 of net profitability, and you still have to come to the table with $37,000 just to get the loan. Now, that's provided that the comps support it and the banks don't do any reductions. If the banks do any reductions, whatever that reduction of proceeds is going to come out of your actual proceed amount, reducing what your overall proceed is and more money out of your own pocket. Okay, so this build right here, to even get to the closing table, at minimum $37,000 for a $400,000 build, you're going to have more money out of pocket than you're even going to make on it. Okay, if you want to learn the exact strategy of how to buy the right piece of land in the right area to build a house, if you want to learn the exact strategy that I've been utilizing for almost 3 decades, then text me the word land at 505-560-0520. Let's go ground up. Let's buy land. Let's build houses, and let's start right now. Now, look at the contrary. We go in, let's take 1.5 so we can pay all of it for the land. Let's pay $1.5 million, okay, on our resale value. Now, let's go in and let's say this $1.5 million home is 3,500 square feet, okay? So we have a 3,500 square feet home. Nice 4-bedroom home, 3.5 baths, 4 baths, whatever it is, okay? Now, we go in and let's say that we pay 25% for our land. We go up higher, okay? So we take 1,500,000 times 0.25. That's gonna be, the land is 375. Now, we go in, what we're building this product for right now today is between 155 and 165 a square foot. So we're above the national average because obviously we're building a nicer product. Let's say that we put even more into that build, and let's say that we go in and we actually land up spending 170 a square foot, or let's go even 175. So now we go at 175, okay? So we take 3,000 square feet times $175 per square foot, okay? So we take 3,500 times 175, that's $612,000. Okay, so we take $175 a square foot. We're going more into it, and more cost, more expense, and our build cost is $613,000. Okay, now we're going to have our closing cost. Now this one's going to be 6% because we're going to negotiate it down. Okay, so we're going to take 1,500,000 times 0.06. That's going to be $90,000. Okay. Now we're going to have our debt service on this. And believe it or not, it's not that much different because we're only getting a little bit more. We're going to get $1 million, let's call it $1 million, $988,000 is what we're going to need. Plus we need our debt service amount, right? So our debt service amount is going to be someplace in the neighborhood about $35,000. That gives you about a year, and we're going to land up putting that into what we need as well. Okay, but this is going to pay for your land and everything. Now, if we go in and pay $988, so we have $375 plus $613 plus 90 plus 35, we have a total cost. It's going to be $1,113,000. Okay, now this is on the high end. We go in, we subtract that out, so we take 1,500,000 minus 1,113. That's $387,000. This is your net out. The banks love this. Why? There's more liquidity. There's more equity in here. Once you have equity, the banks love this on this net out. Now, you're really going to make probably someplace closer to about $450,000 because we'll end up probably getting our lot for, hopefully closer to about $325 to $350. Our build cost will drive that down to about $170 a square foot. We'll land up coming in at about $450,000 net profit once we underwrite and manage the project correctly. But if you screw everything up and you land up with a $387,000 net profit, how you doing is the question. You're doing well. Now, where do we take that money to be able to get the lending on it? So now we need $988 plus the $30,000. We need $988 plus the $35,000. We need a proceed amount of $1,023,000. This is what we need. Now we take the same 75% loan to cost or loan to value on the $1.5 million times 0.75, that gives us a proceed amount. So our proceed amount, including debt service, is $1,125,000. We only need this. We have $100,000 in excess proceeds, and we're going to collateralize all of our equity in there against the loan. Meaning that if you structure the lending right, you don't have to come to the table with any proceeds. And the proceeds that you may have to come to the table with at closing, you can exit out of your build through your construction loan within the first 30 to 60 days, so that you're $0 into your project within 30 to 60 days, provided you go in and you structure your spreadsheets and your expense spreadsheets for the bank correctly. Ladies and gentlemen, I love $1 million homes. The $1 million homes is where it's at. When you get to $1 million, believe it or not, you are more likely to get a loan as a sedentary individual working as a firefighter, a nurse, at the post office, wherever you're working full-time as an electrician, as a plumber, or whatever you're doing. You have better viability for a stronger loan for a $1+ million home than you do for a $400,000 home. If you're fix and flipping, you know exactly what I mean, because banks have over-leveraged homes with undervalued assets, putting more money into these assets than they're actually worth prior to renovation, meaning that you cannot get lending on these unless you get private money. Now this, you can get private money, this you can go in, you can get public sector money, and this you can go in and get institutional bank lending, provided you understand the value of scaling to $1 million plus. So don't be sitting back going, Jerome, I just want to touch the water first. I want to do a $400,000 bill. I'm going, boom, I pull you out of the water. I dunk you in the water. You come back and what are you doing? I'm like, you can't go there. You have to be at $1 million homes, because if you're not, you're struggling for air. There's none of this little, I'm going to touch the water bullshit. Jump in the damn lake. Yes, it's cold, but the second you hit it, you acclimate. And it's when you acclimate to what works that you'll profit. Ladies and gentlemen, for more content just like this, click and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Pound that thumbs up button. Comment down below what your thoughts are on what you need and how to move forward on ground up builds, both in single family and multifamily. Until next time, go out and compound your success.